I'm Jason Harris, and today we're here with writer Paul Daugherty and his daughter Jillian Daugherty Mavericks. Thank you for joining us. So, what's your relationship like with each other?
We meet in top soccer.
Talking about her relationship with her husband, or with me?
With you.
Okay, talk about me.
Okay.
Our relationship.
Our relationship. First we met till my wedding. I'm guessing, right?
Your relationship with your father, with me. Talk about how we get along. No, move that around.
My dad and I are going way back. Actually, we are very close. And I know my dad since he was a sports writer. He's incredible at it. So my relationship with him is very close. So he's fantastic, marvelous dad.
How would I describe our relationship? I think the way that any father would describe a close relationship with his daughter, I think fathers and daughters are just somehow connected, you know, in a way that I think mothers and sons are connected. Jillian and I, she brings out the best in me just because of the way that she is and the way that she lives her life. And I try to coax the best from her. And we've done a lot of things together. We ride bikes together, something that the experts said that she would never do. Ride a bike. Well, we ride 20 miles on the Little Miami Trail.
Wow.
Yeah, we've done that. We struggled through the homework at night, she and I, in middle school especially. 2 hours to spell 8 words. And when we got them, we celebrated, didn't we? Very much. I just think that we have a very close. I know that I find it's the most unique relationship that I've ever had with another human being, because Jillian is unique in that, at least as far as the people I know, she has no agendas. There's no guile. There's no pretend with Jillian. What you see is what you get, for better or worse. And I love the honesty, and I love having a daughter who possesses that kind of honesty. And I always know that when she says something, she means it, and that's pretty unique.
Now, Paul, is it easy for parents to fall in the trap of ableism, and how were you able to sort of avoid that, to not have lowered expectations or to...
We didn't. Our mantra with Jillian was always expect, don't accept. And that's how we lived our lives, and that's what we expected from her. We expected her to do everything her brother did. She has an older brother by 3 years, and we expected Jillian to do everything that Kelly did, and accepted nothing less. Now, it might have taken her a little longer to get it done, but she did it. So no, we never shielded her, we never protected her. We treated her the same way we treated Kelly, and we expected her to keep up, and you get what you expect.
Is that hard with sometimes the outside world, maybe you knowing how much Jillian can do, but maybe the outside world not expecting as much?
Yes. Yeah, you battle expectations, especially at school. There were preconceptions, there were stereotypes, and you spend a lot of time knocking down those walls. And we did that work, but to Jillian's credit, she made us look smart. We said she can do this. She will do this. And when schools finally relented, either because they agreed with us or because the law said they had to do it, Jillian came through. And so they said, yeah, we should have done this all along.
Jillian, was that helpful to have a family behind you in your corner saying you can do this and pushing you forward?
Yes, it helped me a lot, actually. It helped me, and I even helped my family, and also including my brother too. Family is really important to me right now, but I was at mom and dad and my brother always got my back, and I got theirs. So I accept for everything of cause having a dad it's a great thing to have a hero next to. That's why I next to my dad.
Mhm.
Then I see I see everything that my family, my dad and my mom and my brother. I did a lot of things that are going on like in my life. So I'm respecting that I have one hero that I know that I learned is just my dad. That he respects me a lot.
It's really well put. Did you get an interest in sports from your dad's work, or did you have that sort of already, or?
Actually, yes, I got that from my dad. I know my dad has been writes for the Bengals and writes for the Reds, and I am a big fan of the Reds and the Bengals and the same. I am a big fan of Joey Votto for the Reds for years and years. So, so yeah, I get into sports with my dad. I watch them every day with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So when he's at the game, I be home. He been running and watching the Reds and writing his article and doing his stuff. So I just into sports. I just stuck to sports a lot.
You had no choice growing up around me, did you?
No reason. No. No thinking.
Has there been some favorite athletes you got to meet because of your dad's work, or just out and about, because sometimes you see people out?
Yeah, actually, I just know Joey Votto. Are really good, actually. I don't know anybody else.
But how about all the guys you meet at Beyond the Stripes? You're going to meet somebody tonight.
Well, I don't really know all the players for the Bengals, but I'm not an expert than my dad. But I just only know one is Ancient Green, but not AJ Dalton. But
you like AJ, but you don't like Andy.
yeah,
I think a lot of people would agree with you on that.
so yeah. So I'm a big fan of the Bengals, and I know that from my dad. So I know from the best. So.
Learn from the best. Thank you. I didn't even pay her beforehand to say this.
So you actually are a coach at NKU, and you went to college. What did you go to college for, and why did you decide to become a basketball manager?
Well, actually, it has been for a while. I've been having I've been there about 5 years, and I got this job from my dad, and he got a great job offer to meet the head coach for Dave Beazle, and he coached there for 11 years. So my dad got a call from his coach, and I come in and meet the coach. That's how I got the job.
So you were in the part of the transition from NKU going from Division II to Division I.
Yeah. The guys are really good, really strong athletes, but they are very strong and cannot wait for the season to start. So
Nice. Why did you decide to write a book about your experiences with your daughter and your family?
Because people told me I should, and it's a great story, blah blah blah. It's a special story, and I'm thinking, well, maybe it is, but every family, every mother and dad thinks their children are special. What so what? Jillian was just Jillian. We didn't consider her any more special than our son. But people kept telling me I should, so I looked into it and I started talking to some of the people who had had an impact on Jillian's life over the years, and there were stories there. So there's kind of stories behind the stories. And once I got started and into it, I thought, well, maybe there is a book here. And after having completed it and received some feedback from it, since it's been published, I realized that it helped people. I think people in our situation, when you have a child who's born with a disability, the first few days especially, all you want is for somebody to tell you everything's going to be okay. We didn't have anybody to tell us everything was going to be okay. I think the book, in some respects, will help young parents, parents with young children with disabilities, to realize, sure, it takes work, but raising any kid takes work.
Yeah.
And here's sort of not a guideline for you necessarily, but here's how it can work out. You know, it's a blessing from day one, and it only gets better. And here's a book that shows you that. It gives you the hope that you really need early on, I think.
No, I think it's very important. A lot of things when you talk about people getting support and kind words when things first happen, a lot of people's first words with disability and stuff are very negative, like what you said, where it's
Right.
what your child can't do or won't be able to
Right.
do, and just be able to share what happens when you can do stuff. I think is very important, and you showing people through that.
Sure, no question. We got
Yeah.
the first day of Jillian's life. You remember that, don't you?
Yeah, I did.
No, you
I just know it now.
they lots of well-meaning people would bring in pamphlets. This is what you should expect or shouldn't expect. We threw them all in the trash. We were not going to let others define our daughter. We wouldn't have done that with our son. You have a typical child. They don't bring in pamphlets saying this is what he or she might do. So why would we do that with her? So yeah, we never allowed anyone, and that continues to this day. We never allow anybody else to label her or define her or tell her what she can and cannot do. She'll tell you, just like anybody else in this world.
And you've been a sports writer for a while. What got you into writing and sports journalism?
I couldn't do anything else. To this day, I can't pound a nail. I can barely change a tire. You know, I was very fortunate that way back, people thought I could write and do it well and get paid well, and I've just stuck with it. Sports writing, to me, and has been for a while, the last place in the newspaper where you can really write.
Yeah.
It's not just who, what, when, where. It's writing, and I've always been a writer first and a sports writer second. I like to feel like I can write just about anything, and I just happen to write sports. But I've been doing it for longer than I care to remember. Boy, let's see, 36 years.
Jillian, what does it feel like to be a subject of a book or in a book?
I feel great actually. I kind of feel inspired that I'll be in the book. That I know my dad always told me that I'm a star, but that's not true. But I feel good about it. I'm glad that my dad I write a book about me, and even my husband's in it, and even my brother, my parents, and everybody's in it from NKU, and so I kind of feel great. I kind of feel awesome and thankful and kindness in the book. So I guess everybody loves me in the book. So I feel great.
So, what is your relationship like with your brother? What is the whole family dynamic? And both of you can answer this.
What is your relationship like with Kelly?
We are very close actually. I know it's been a long distance, but
Where does he live?
he lives in New York City.
Wow.
Yeah.
He tried to be more like my dad actually.
No, he doesn't.
So, yeah, we, my brother and I, we very close. We talk a lot on FaceTime. We see each other, not every day, but every Christmas, every time. But we are very close, and I miss him a lot, and I wish he's here to see us. So he's part of me.
And my relationship with Kelly, we've always, my wife and I, Carrie and I, always were very mindful that we didn't short him. You know, didn't shortchange him in our efforts with Jillian, and I think we did a pretty good job of that. He's the greatest brother ever to her because he's always been her biggest defender. Has never felt slighted, never felt jealous, if that's a word, at the attention that she got, even now when she's a star. And I try to stay in touch with him. Maybe we'll talk 2 or 3 times a week. Every summer we go to North Carolina to hike. It's been a tradition. We've done it for 15 years, which is basically half of his life. The last 15 years we've gone to the Asheville area and spent 4 nights. We just got back about a month ago. He's a great kid. I admire my son, the man that he's become, and I love the way he treats his sister.
Thank you. And you just got married.
Yeah.
Paul, what was it like to see her get married?
It was magnificent to see the look on her face when we walked down the aisle with her. My wife and I both walked her down the aisle because it was kind of a collaborative effort to get to that point, obviously. Magical. I mean, as any father would tell you, maybe a little more magical for us because that was another thing that Jillian wasn't supposed to do. No tears from either my wife or myself, even though we thought we were gonna. We shed a lot of tears through the years. Jillian dated Ryan for 10 years, and the ups and downs, we might have shed a tear or two then. But once we got to the wedding, it was fairly. We were fairly calm, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a magical day. It was a fantastic, wonderful, never to be topped. Even though you want to get married again, she says, "Why can't we do it again? Let's do it again."
You can have a second wedding.
No,
like like how they have like you renew your vows.
or you renew her vows.
Yeah.
One of these years, you and Ryan can renew your vows, but Mom and I aren't paying for it. But it was a magical, terrific day.
So can you tell us about Ryan and your relationship with him? And our content director's about to get married and will be married by the time this video shows. And do you have any advice about married life?
Well, actually, my husband and I, we are happy. We are happy got married. All I want is just my husband. It is really nice to get married to someone that we love. And I kind of feel happy I did find love because Ryan is a good guy and he's a great handsome guy and I've been wanting to get married to him and I kind of feel shocked when he proposed to me and he asked my dad for permission
Yes, he did.
to propose to me. So I think it's a great wedding and all I want is just my husband. That's all I want. So I just want to be with him the whole entire life.
So Paul, what are your biggest challenges and victories as a parent?
Well, the biggest challenge is like we already discussed. We're getting people to see Jillian, not look at her. Big difference. Seeing to me is active and engaged. Looking is passive. Seeing someone requires empathy and understanding and a willingness to sit down and have a conversation. It's a civil right as far as I'm concerned. And when I look back over the centuries at this country and the opportunities that we missed for looking at, because we looked at people instead of saw them, it's stunning. So that's always been a challenge, getting people to see Jillian, because once they take that time, they realize that they've got a pretty special person in front of them. The victories were, the small victories were the ones that were the best. When she first rode a bike, we spent a couple of months in the driveway learning how to ride the bike. You and I maybe an afternoon, Jillian 2 months, but she did it. That was a victory. Learning to tie her shoes was a victory. Doing the spelling words. Every night, getting through the homework. And it was to her credit because she didn't want to quit until she got everything right. We could be there 11 or 12 at night, 3 or 4 hours at the kitchen table. And I was the one who wanted to quit, and she never did. So the small wins were the ones that stuck out because they lead to the big ones. But one thing you find out when you raise a child with a disability, time slows down. You have no choice. And that's a good thing. As parents, we spend a lot of time running around, taking our kids to this play or this game or something, and trying to fill the hours instead of just kind of reflecting. With Jillian, we reflected. We remembered when she spelled store. We remembered when I remembered when I let go of the back of the bicycle seat, and she did it on her own. I couldn't tell you when I did that with my son, because we did it in an afternoon, and he was gone with his buddies, and I was back inside doing something else. But I remember her proms. I remember her homecomings. You take the time, because you have to just slow down and enjoy the moment. Enjoy what's right in front of you instead of worrying about what's next. And that is a singular joy, in my opinion, of having a child with a disability. And it's something that you don't know and don't understand if you don't have a child with a disability. Remember, John Lennon said, "Life is what happens when we're busy making other plans." For us with Jillian, life is what happened that moment, and we remembered it and cherished it.
Jillian, same question to you. What were some of your biggest challenges and victories growing up?
Actually, my biggest challenge is that I really like challenge because I really want to get hard stuff in me. When I feel my own bike, I'm right there, and my dad was really proud of me when I did that.
No question. What have been some of the hardest things for you, though?
Be alone.
Being alone?
Well,
I think that's hard for everybody sometimes, to feel like you left alone or that you feel isolated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I have been be alone at my old house, but I finally got moved out since my brother moved out.
Well, you moved out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what about some of your biggest victories? So, some of your biggest wins in your life, things that you've been really proud of yourself about?
I'm really proud of that. I have my dad. Sorry.
What about you? You personally, the things that you've done that you're really proud of?
I'm really proud of it just be me, actually.
How about graduating? Well, that's a good answer. How about graduating from high school? Isn't that pretty good?
I am very happy to graduate from high school, but I just a little bit sad that I leave my friends behind.
Well, college, same way, right?
Yeah, but high school, that I used to have my mom, and even my brother too.
Her mother was a teacher in the high school where she went.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Mom taught at Loveland High School.
So I graduated in high school. I feel great about it, and I feel happy to get out of high school. And now I'm going on with a big life right now. I get along. I in college, and I started a fresh new life and fresh new classes, get new friends. And then that I graduated from college, and I feel great about it. And now I just start my brand new life, and just happy.
Now you're an old married woman.
So, yeah, I feel really happy, and I am a very honest person. So, I'm happy for that.
Well, thank you so much. Is there anything either of you else wants to share today?
Anything else you want to talk about?
I think I'm good.
You good? I just want to thank you for the opportunity. I think the more that we are able to get the word out in this sort of a forum or in any forum, the better life will be for the generations of kids that come behind Jillian. I think we felt a lot like Daniel Boone when Jillian was in secondary school, and sometimes you get tired of blazing that trail. You want to get off the horse after a while, but seeing the impact that the book has had, not only here but nationally and lately globally. I did a story for one of the websites that went viral last week, and I've heard from people from Australia and Germany and the UK, Italy, Greece. It's important that the word gets out that these are terrific people. People with Down syndrome are some of the nicest people you'll meet, and the hardest workers and the most loyal. And I'd like to think that the book brings that out, and I think that interviewing Jillian, you can probably see that yourself. So I just want to thank everybody for taking the time, and thanks for watching.
I have saying the same thing too, actually. I would say thank you until let me come with my dad. Also, as feel we are close that I have my dad, so I said thank you to get a great opportunity to let me come too.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
You're welcome, Jason. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, thanks for watching. For more information about the book is called An Uncomplicated Life. It's a memoir of raising my daughter Jillian. You can get it on Amazon.com or you can get it at HarperCollins.com. And our website is www.uncomplicated.life. I'm Paul Daugherty.
And I'm Jillian and Daugherty Marketplace.
Thank you so much for watching. For more information and other exclusive content, go to jasonsconnection.org.